It is your boy Slim Trader. We are back at it again with another weekend analysis. It's going to be the usual. May add a new forex pair in there. We'll see. Um, I think this week is going to be a good week for some trades. So let's see what we got going on. We're looking at right now UJ. UJ ended in a bullish candlestick here for the week, and now we're starting this week off green. But if you look at it, it kind of like, I don't know, it looks like it's weakening in a sense. If I go to the Heikinashi, we definitely cannot um, negate this bearish movement. Just let you know that there are sellers inside, but however, we did cross a main level. The support held, so we still could be going up. I would just wait and see. It might come back down to the 47,500 area and go from there. But it looks like it may be due for a pullback. How deep of a pullback, I don't know, but I still like UJ up to the 151 range to this blue area. I just want to wait and see what it wants to do in this area right here. If I go back to the candles, no, actually Heikinashis, because I love Heikinashi. I kind of have like a consolidation area, and we're kind of playing in between that right now. I do have like sort of a trend line going on, so we just want to see if it's going to respect that. If not, we could possibly see UJ come on down to the support level. Let me lock that in there, and then from there we can probably it can actually dip a little bit lower, maybe about this midpoint between these two, and then decide to start heading up. That's what I'm looking at for UJ for right now, but I'm just going to wait and see what it wants to do outside of this consolidation zone. It looks like it still wants to carry on and go up, and if that is the case, then we'll be looking at UJ getting to like the 151 area. Okay. All right, so that was UJ. GJ, we spoke about last week. Let's pull up the weekly. Let's pull up the weekly candle and see how it ended. That also ended bullish. We are following a little. Sorry, that's my dog. We are following up a slight channel upward, uptrend channel, as you can see. It's kind of respecting it for the most part, and as you can see, um, GJ started off right at the bottom of that channel, and then we got a big bullish candle. So interesting to see what it wants to do. Still riding the trend line, still going for buys, still bullish, unless it wants to break below and close below this area. We could probably see GJ get back to the 195 and 196 area, but until then, I'm still looking like it still looks bullish to me. Still no signs of slowing down there as well. So to me, GJ um, still look bullish. Still looks bullish. We're still playing in this little consolidation range that we were talking about last week. It did tap down, and then it did work its way up to this next area. So we're just gonna see what it wants to do from there. Um, a lot of consolidations going on. Looks like there may be some news this week that will break that, and I will watch out for the fake outs as well. But as I stated, definitely still bullish on GJ. GU. So GU did dip down below this little shaded area that we do have. However, I did kind of redo my trend lines. I want to see if GU wants to continue to stay above here. It looks like it's a possibility, and if it does, I can see it getting back up to the 135 750 area, but it has to hold. It has to hold. It can't go any lower than this. It really can't. So oops, let me go back. Let me lock that. I do have a fib here, a fib that starts. I know I have a lot of lines, but in order for there's two scenarios. You always want to have a bearish and a bullish scenario because price can do whatever it wants. Um, it is kind of looking more bearish to me, and I could see price. I could see GU getting all the way down to 131. 131. Especially if it breaks through and clears these lows, definitely 131 I see coming. If it wants to stay where it's at now and decide to go bullish, it could start making new highs up to the 138, 139 area. But it's still possible. I'm not even going to rule it out, to be honest, because this is honestly the true support level right here. This right here is a true support level. So we're still playing along that. See how price was respecting this area, made support here to make a new high, and now it's back down there. So it's still able to push up, but we have two plays that we can do. If it doesn't contain this area, 131. If it does hold, we can look at new highs to 139. XAU, USD, gold playing around. Um, I was bullish on it last week. Didn't quite do what I had expected it to do. However, it's still look like it's losing volume, but I still like it for buys until otherwise. There's nothing that's really holding gold back um, to go down. But we do have some trend lines. We do have some counter trend lines, and I'm just waiting to see if it wants to break. I do have this little area of uh, of concern. I want to see if it wants to break outside of it, and then we can see gold get to 33.85, or if it wants to head down, which I don't know. It just seems like it has a lot of bullish momentum. So I'm still bullish on gold. I just want to see some type of reversal candle or something around this area to let me know that it wants to continue up, and then break this little green mini counter trend line that we do have right here, and then we'll see. So the new one that I have is GBP I really like this one. This one is holding on a trend line as well as a support area, and it kind of peeked its head above the trend line and above this shaded area. It's playing above the top. This bluish greenish shade box is playing on the top half of it. So as long as it stays above here, I like the chances of GU going ahead and coming at least up to this counter trend that we do have. But if you look at the overall picture of GBP AUD, I mean, it's look like it's due for that new high. I mean, it's still riding this trend that's been back since November. It's riding it, and right now we're just having a little issue, but it's still looking bullish. This 50% mark of the fib is still holding. You got a lot of resistance right here. You got a lot of support, and then we got this trend line. So all the confluences point for me to be bullish. So I'm just waiting and seeing what it wants to do. I see it's tapping. I like Heikin-Ashi because it's low. It's showing me the volume, and it's showing me how possibly we can get that move back up. So it's putting on the brakes right now. So we'll see what it wants to do. But it's playing between this little range right here in a sense. Either way it breaks out, I feel like that's the way that it will want to go. So if it wants to dip down below here, we can see GBP AUD possibly heading down to the 202 range. But I'm still bullish on it. I like how it's moving. Nvidia's been ripping. There's no stopping it. Um, but I know pretty soon we maybe see some type of pullback. But until then, I mean, there's really no technicals on this one, just because it's just going straight up. I could see there may be a midpoint between these two green lines that I could draw, that may be a little problem for Nvidia. So let's do that, which is right where we kind of see like it's not going past that yet. So we'll see what it wants to do. But I would say it's playing between these two green, and from there, I mean, it's still ripping to the upside until something else, until it gives me some other type of reason. I'm still bullish on Nvidia. Apple, I still love for the buy. It's just taking a while. We're still playing above this major support, this orange, but you see that we already carried on to this next shaded area. So it's kind of like another consolidation. So we're just trying to see if it can gather some momentum to go ahead and break this counter trend that I did have placed. So if you look at the fib, we have the fib starting right here. We can possibly see Apple eventually get in the 235 range. Maybe earnings might do that. So that's another week from a whole nother 11 days from now. So we might not see that move this week. But I do like Apple still for the buy. Tesla. Oh, this is like probably one of my favorite ones, to be honest, because what I see right here is kind of like a pennant, a bullish pennant forming for Tesla. You got this right here, you got this, you got this, you got this, and you got that, right? So if you're into chart patterns, you can already see we got this trend line, we got this trend line, and we're making kind of like a pennant pattern. So I like to see Tesla get to like the 400 range or 15. This one's probably my favorite one. This is the one I'm going to be looking at a lot. Now we could, if we go zoom in just a little bit, let me knock out some of these lines. Um, as long as it clears this area and makes maybe some type of support or just breaks through it, like I see green pastures for Tesla. I'm really going to be looking at Tesla this week. Tesla might be my money maker. I don't, I don't, I just, I like it for the buy. I like it for the buy. So I'm just going to look for buy opportunities for Tesla. And Palantir, I mean, it's a new one as well, but I feel like it's probably going to do like a little pullback, or it can get to the 100, which is about 160. So I want to go ahead and put a line right there. We might see some type of resistance here, but these are new highs, so there's nowhere to really mark. You only can only play by the fib for the most part. We already hit the 27 extension. We got the 61.8, and then the next is 100. We kind of getting some type of a little bit of sell pressure, but not a lot, nothing to make it change or make me think that it's going to pull back or anything. But this broke highs. The new highs was around this area. So now we can be playing. So I like to have my 2 points. If I got 100, will probably be the new all-time high, which is 160 is the psych level. If I do a halfway point on that one, we got price right here. Erase that. Let me make this blue. All right. So this is where we're playing at right now. We got price playing in between these two. So I just like to see what Palantir wants to do, but it looks like for now it wants to continue up, and I'm all here for it. But that's all I got for you guys today. We tune in next week, but just take your time, look for confirmation, look for confluences, trade your plan, and see you next week.